How do we represent a quadratic polynomial? We typically represent a quadratic polynomial in variable x in this form: ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are all constants, and a, which is the coefficient of x squared term, cannot be 0. So this is how we represent any quadratic polynomial. Now, if we have a quadratic polynomial in variable y, then we will simply replace x with y, right? Now, let's take some examples. So let's write a quadratic polynomial in x. So we have px equals, let's say, 5x squared minus 6x minus 13. So this is an example of a quadratic polynomial in x. Let's write another quadratic polynomial, this time in variable y. Say 7y squared plus 2. And let's write one more quadratic polynomial, and this time let's say it's in variable r, and we write something like r squared. So each one of them is an example of a quadratic polynomial. We know quadratic polynomials are polynomials that have a degree 2. So if you look at the first example here, the degree of this polynomial is 2. Here, this is a polynomial in y, and here the degree of this polynomial is 2. And here this is a polynomial in degree in a variable r, and here the degree is 2. Now, one quick observation is that, like we mentioned, the standard way will be coefficient of x squared, which is a squared, plus b, which is coefficient of x, plus c, right? This is a typical way of writing a quadratic polynomial. Now, the constant b can become 0. In that case, the x term goes away. So if we make this 0, this term goes away, and we still will have a quadratic polynomial like this one. Here, there is no y term, right? Now, we can also have the constant term go away like this here, right? So, but if we make the coefficient of x squared, the a term 0, then the x squared goes away. The variable with power 2, which gives us the degree 2, that goes away. We cannot have that. We cannot have the x squared or the y squared or the r squared term go away. So a can never be 0. So here a, b, c are constants, and b and c can be 0, but a can never be equal to 0.